Hi, and it's Sunday at 8, live here with Judy K. Today's date is Sunday, April the 13th, 2025, and we're live. So if you started to watch this and it is not April the 13th, 2025, or if it's after we stop, it'll say previously recorded at the top or whatever. But join us anyway. I have a lot of people, they sometimes they have to wait for the replays, and that's the way, and that's what they prefer because of different timing schedules. But we're live right this minute. Okay, hi Cynthia. Hey, Cosmic Body, I am so sorry. I forgot your old first name that used to come up with. When you get a minute, can you text it to me? Hi, and that's right. Happy Easter. Today is Palm Sunday. If that is a course in religion, or the beginning of Passover is coming up, and Easter's next weekend. Okay, now about the card pool. Remember, as of last week, we changed the rules a little bit. So put on there you want a card pool. To get in the list of names to win the 3 spots for a card pool, you do have to request it in a text, but you can only text it one time. If you text it 2 or 3 times, you'll be disqualified, and that's not what you're looking to do. Andrew's going to be picking the names today, but it's Andrew. John's down the hallway, and he's doing what he does for the lives, and Andrew's at another location doing his technical stuff for the lives. And it's a little difficult on them. So you ask it once, believe me, you've got a good chance of putting your name in once. Okay. Let me see. Oh, hi, Stephanie. Stephanie's from Las Vegas. I'll be seeing her soon. All right. I don't. Oh, that's right. That's right. I couldn't think of it, sweetheart. Taylor. All right. Because Taylor, the reason I'm asking is tonight I'm asking one of your questions. And I felt funny calling you Cosmic Body, even though that is a cool name for to be on Facebook with and everything. It's more personal this way. Remember, Andrew has us running live right now on Facebook, and we're also on YouTube live. And you can watch in both places. You can ask questions or say hi in the comments at both locations. All right. I'm not sure that sometimes I don't answer the questions. Sometimes I will, depending on what the topic is. So sometimes I get to it later. Yeah. Oh, yeah. In May. Yeah. Stephanie's a sweetheart, and her daughter and everything. But anyway, yeah, they fly into Vegas and they drive to see me at the office. Now, also, I have to say, even though they look a little decapitated behind me tonight, Kufu and Kafra, I'm trying to bring the way I was set up with the computer. That's why they're a little off. So Kufu, Kafra, Andrew, and John all say hi tonight. So let's get down to it. Remember about the 3 tarot pool, the 3 card pool. You do have to ask for it. Remember, just putting your name and saying hi doesn't do it, because some people want to come on, but they've already won, or they've had a reading lately and they don't need one from me. So for tonight, so they'll say, let somebody else have it. Remember, you're only allowed to type it in one time, or that's it. Hi, Deb. How are you, sweetheart? I haven't seen you in so long. We got to get together again. Okay, now, I did that. Okay. Oh, the YouTube channel, I was on there pretty religiously doing the energy videos, but things got a little crazy here, and I'm going to start doing them again. I might think you might be getting one this week in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for it. But there's also going to be additions and changes. Speaking of additions, tonight's subject's going to be very interesting. Thank you, Taylor. But also, I finally am ready to do the pendulum class. Now, we've been talking about the pendulum class because a lot of people, the pendulum is there, but you're not using it right. All right. And why am I using it right? Well, I've heard this and I've heard that, but there's different in-depth things that I'll be teaching. It's going to be a class. The class is only going to be about an hour and a half long, but you'll get a lot in there. Now, when my classes are an hour and a half long, sometimes they can go to 2, but you definitely at least get an hour and a half class. Because I'm going to let you ask questions and things like that. You're going to be using a pendulum with a pendulum app during the class. So you're going to be doing your own stuff personally with my guidance. What could go wrong? Right, Andrew? Anyway, but the pendulum class, the only thing I'm missing is the date. Now, you can bring your own pendulum. You can bring your own pendulum mat. But I do have pendulums, and I have, oh my gosh, what do I have? I must have 15, 16 crystals in different pendulums, and I have pendulum mats for sale. So it's up to you what you want to bring, okay? But there will be a class. There'll be a price for the class, and then there'll be price for items if you want it, okay? Now, let's see. Upcoming expos. Remember, it used to be called MUM. It's not called MUM now. It's called the Spiritual Holistic Expo, and that is in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It is a very, very nice expo. There's probably about 175 vendors there, I believe. You'll see. And I'll be there. I've been there for a number of years, and I'll be in the same spot. I'll get you the booth when we get a little closer, and you'll be saying, if you're on my email list, you'll be receiving an email with the information. But the dates for that are Saturday, May 17th and Sunday, May 18th. Okay, they're both to about 10 to 5 or 10 to 6 on both days. All right. If you would like to pre-book, I will not start taking pre-books for this expo probably until about the 1st of May, around there, because that's 17 days ahead, and that's enough. All right. Oh my gosh. Hi, Jeremy. How are you doing? Hi, Amy. Glad to see everybody coming in. Okay, very nice. Oh, I'm dressed down a little bit. I had a party to go to today. Grandkids' birthday party, and it was fun. All right. Now, one more thing before we get started about a reading. If you would like a private psychic medium reading, a private tarot reading, a private healing, you can go on my website at judyk.net. And you can schedule through there, or you can text or call me at 856-725-3588. Now, I also do parties, and I was going to say, this is the time of the year, except it got a little cold on us, didn't it? So I'm scheduling also for parties for this summer and into the fall. And you're allowed to schedule that a little bit. I'd schedule all the way out right now till October, all right? But you're welcome to do that. I do parties. I don't do outside parties. I don't mind. I love talking to deceased loved ones and everything. And I love talking to your spirit guides. I just don't like to do it outside. All right. So, the prayer list. Let's get to that. Last week, I felt so bad. Probably about 30 minutes after the show, the last time I was on, I forgot the prayer list. So here we go. And then we're going to go into the subject. Please pray for Anthony Brunetti. Remember Jennifer Sanchez's father? He's not doing good. Now, we have been praying for him for this major surgery that he's been going through, but he went backwards the other day. So please keep him on your prayer list. Dee Gusha has various health issues. Please keep her prayer in your prayers. Carmen Tumayan, also recovering from surgery. Now, Carmen's still going around here, and she's still doing the hauntings and everything, but she could still use your prayers. And Jeff, who's a manly man, and we're not giving his last name, is still recovering from surgery, so please take care of him too. Kay Rapp, a very good client of mine. I've known Kay for a number of years. She's having health issues, and she's getting treatment, so please. Then we have a new one tonight, and Tim Merrick. He has various health issues. He just got out of the hospital. I'm good friends with his wife. His wife used to actually be with me at the New Hope Expo. She's a reader, a New Hope Expo, and at the Mum Expo. That's where she was too. Okay, she doesn't come down this way anymore. And anyway, but there we go. So keep them on there. All right. So let's get to Taylor's question. Oh, oops, the wrong page. Here we go. Taylor asked last week. I wasn't on last week, the week before that. Can a deceased loved one communicate with you using astrology? Now, first I started chuckling because I've been doing this since I was a little kid. And then I started thinking about it, went back to chuckling, went back to starting to think about it. And one thing about me is I'm extremely honest with what I'll tell you. All right. What I tell you is what I tell you. And I don't think, I can't say that in a way. I'm thinking to myself, How did Taylor get this question in her head? Because the deceased loved ones can communicate in a lot of different ways. They have a lot of different things they can use. How did this come up where we're now talking astrology? Now, you do know that people in this industry that I'm in, a lot of them come up with, let's call them stories about what can be done. But I had to give this a lot of thought, even though I was still chuckling. Now, you have to look at whenever you ask a question to yourself, even if say you're making a recipe, like what is that going to do in the recipe? Or if you're looking at the directions on your phone before you go someplace and you're thinking, what the hell does it have me in Manayunk? I'm not going anywhere near it, Manayunk. So, you would question something that is like, it's not in the right place. All right. It doesn't fit. Oh my gosh. Isn't that a Sesame Street song that I remembered from decades ago? Spirit probably just put the little, what doesn't belong. Well, I'm going to go with the astronomy and message from your deceased loved ones, because the methods deceased loved ones can use are many. If they're talking to, and I'm not going to talk to when they're trying to communicate with you, their loved one here on earth. I'm talking about even if you came into the office and what the way, the methods that your deceased loved ones would use to communicate with me. Okay. So we have a number of them here. They can give me an audible. An audible would be something that I can hear, just like if John was sitting next to me and he said something to me. Now, he might whisper it to me, but that would be an audible. So your deceased loved one could do an audible, and that could be pretty loud. But it with audibles, and I've talked about this on lives before, the spirits can do audibles that you can hear, but that one can't hear, even though you're in the same room. Remember when Rose Moyer, she's deceased now. She was a good friend of mine, and she was a reader for many years. I told you about the time I was giving a gallery. Oh, here we go, at the New Hope Expo. And what she did is she did a complete audible. I heard it because I didn't know it was her. I heard a voice and answer a question that I asked, but I heard the voice on this section of the room, but in the back. Now there was people all sitting there, and then then there was people on this side that everyone in the room on this side would have thought the whole room could hear it. It was that loud. Everyone who did hear it thought everyone in the room could hear it. So when I was waiting, I had asked after I was doing the gallery, I said, "Does anyone have any questions?" And this was because I wasn't just going to walk away and close it. I was going to ask if they had questions and do that before we finish the gallery. And somebody in the back says, "I do," real loud and crisp. So the people on the other side of the room I'm looking to see who spoke, and the people on the side that didn't hear it are looking at me like I got three heads. And the people that could hear it are like looking around, and then they turned around like, who said it? That's how much they heard it. They actually did one of these, who said it. So here it was Rose. She showed up for me. In fact, it was my first time I was doing a gallery without her at that location. So it really was nice. So did you notice how the people that she wanted to hear it heard it, and the other people didn't hear it? Now, why would she choose, or why would any deceased person choose for one side to hear it and the other side not to hear it? It's one room. Because that confirms she spoke. Right? It confirmed that it was from the other side, that no one was there. Okay? And that is why. So can a deceased person, when you come into the office, speak with an audible? They can. And can they speak with an audible that only I hear? Yes. They could also speak in an audible, if they choose, for you and I to hear. Now, an audible takes a lot of energy for them to do. So it's not going to happen that often because there's easier methods for them to use. And here I'll give you some of them. Telepathically, I can hear them. So I can actually hear them, you say you mentally, telepathically, and I can hear them speak. Now, there's telepathically where I can also see a written word go across. There's telepathically, like say, say they what they want to complain about something that took them out of here. Like say they were in the hospital. You know, one of the things that they really like, where they do like to complain about, there's something they don't like, the trachea part, you know, when they put the tube down there. So I've had, not a lot, just a few people, they'll connect with them and they'll say, oh, I didn't like that thing in my throat, I didn't like that thing in my throat. And here they had the tube that went down there and they didn't care for it. That's the least of the worries. But sometimes you just like when I call a friend, you just have to say it out loud. So there's different ways of they can do things telepathically. They can also communicate visually. Now that I'm not talking about a full body apparition oh my God, I just went off because I was reading a thing. Full body apparition. They can also do the little one that goes like this. So they're not crisp. They can do that. They can also make sounds. Like you can be in my office and all of a sudden you might hear a bang or you might hear something drop. Remember the time I also told you, this happened a few times, that I have one deceased husband. It's not my husband, it's one of my clients. And I didn't call her back fast enough because I was booked all day. And I said, I'm going to have to call you back when I'm finished. He actually took my phone off the table next to me. My client watched this and he took it. It came up in the air and it went over down there next to my client. Now, you should have seen the surprised look on her face, but she took it well. She didn't run out. She was fine. There's been time in it, so they can do that. They can do the movement of objects. They can do through touch, like they could touch me. They could touch the client, and I'll say they're touching you now, and the client will give me. And I'm not going to tell you the answers for this, so I don't want you to think, oh, this is it, this is it. They might. There's a way of you knowing the deceased is touching you, and they'll say, oh my gosh, yes. All right. So notice all that. So now let's get back to the basic question, which is a very good question. It is a good question. Can a deceased loved one communicate with you using astrology? I guess if they were an astronomer, it would be. It would be. I mean, astrology is basically based on what it is astronomy. It's where the planets are, and all that connection. So why would a deceased loved one go to astrology? That's really that's like hooking it to your car and dragging it about 50 miles down the road. All right. It doesn't make sense. It wouldn't, because you have to realize if you're going to do something, you're going to look, and this is alive or deceased. All right. You're going to look for something that's convenient. You're going to look for something that's easy for you to do, something that may be spectacular for you to do, and things like this. So the answer to the astrological question, if that's a way they communicate, I'd say it would be so ridiculous. I have to use the word ridiculous. Now, I'm going to suspect you saw that for sale someplace, somebody saying you can do this and we'll either we'll show you how, or you can do this, get a reading, just like I always warn people about anybody that tries to send you, they say, Facebook message me and ask me to request a friendship or whatever, the kind of stuff like that. Or basically, what's your credit card number? Basically, that's what they're getting at slowly. But no, I never in my whole life came up. Well, I didn't have any deceased astronomers, but it would be too difficult. You have too much in play. Like, when you're looking at your horoscope and you have your horoscope and your horoscope for your birthdays here, but what put your horoscope here? What put your horoscope there is all the planetary alignments and misalignments and everything else is why this is reading this way today. So that's not a way to communicate. So, whenever you're looking at anything, and even if you don't have knowledge of what's going on in my work, than to about doing it itself, uh, please ask me. I'd rather make sure that you don't go down some path that there was no reason for you to go down, and this is a path that you jump off of it. Okay, I'm not saying anything's wrong with astrology or anything like that, but is astrology good? Astrology is good. It's different. See, astrology is a learned art. All right. Because when I guess I started looking into it in my high school years. And then I guess after I graduated, I went to take a college, an adult college course after. This probably was maybe 1979, 81, somewhere around there. And it was so slow and everything. And I thought this isn't going to do me any good. So I quit. But it's good for people that want astrology, and I do believe in astrology. Don't get me wrong. Astrology is a very good learned art. It really is. Um, but you have to get a good astrologer. All right. Okay. So please take that into consideration and realize. Look at how many things we went over tonight on the way your deceased loved ones can communicate. All right. They can bang on your walls. They can tap on your windows. They can do all kinds of stuff. They can come to you in dreams. Oh, hi, Shelly. And I just looked at the message. Love my haircut. Thank you. And I used to not get my hair done this much, but I like it. I think it really works. And the gray hair, I still look at it and surprised it's this color. But thanks so much. So I hope I helped you here and you have understanding. Excuse me. I'm going to look at the comments here. Let me see. Everything's good. Um, Let me see. I would say so. I don't have any real good questions here. Okay, so I've never found one medium that's been real. It's been interesting to listen though. Megan, there are real psychic mediums. There really are. Realize that, yeah, do you know what today is? Today is Harry Houdini's birthday. Now, why am I saying Harry Houdini? Harry Houdini, okay, we know what he was. He was a magician. He could pull all kinds of shenanigans. But him and his wife, his mother had died and he always tried to get a hold of her. So he had talked to his wife and he had said, this is Houdini, if I ever die during one of my tricks, which we all know he did in 1920 or 22, whenever around there. If I ever die in there, here is the password. And I'll say that password so you know that it's me. Truth of the matter is, on the other side, are there rules? Does spirit have rules what the deceased are allowed to tell and not allowed to tell? The whole thing is, yes, there's some things like spirit might tell you something like, let's say I can't read and tell some, can't tell you something just happened a couple of weeks ago, but spirit said something and they couldn't give them the whole scenario. I think they were telling them that basically this too will pass. Don't worry about it. Right now, don't worry about it. But they were saying that something was going to change it, but they weren't allowed to say what. So the message would read as, when I was telling the client, it would be, don't worry about it. Something's going to pop up. Your deceased loved one's telling me something, but they are not allowed to tell me the whole thing. Realize you don't have this problem to worry about. It will be all right. Now, 3 days later, the problem was all right because something happened. But they weren't allowed to tell the person exactly what. Now, you could say, why wouldn't spirit let them tell exactly what? Sometimes we have to learn things and live through it. Okay, here's a good example of that. Say I have a young girl that's coming into the office and she is 21. All right. And she's she wants to get married. And she says, okay, I want to know what the name of the man I'm going to marry is. I want his name. And I want what he looks like and what he does for a living. Okay. I know from doing this, because I was born this way, I know they will tell me what he looks like. They will tell me what he does for a living, kind of, sort of, like I could know if he is a white collar worker or he's a blue collar worker. They might give me a hint, like say he's a blue collar worker and all of a sudden I see him in a uniform that would describe what he does. Okay. But they're not going to tell me his name. Now, why won't spirit tell you his name? Think about that for a minute. This piece of information I found out, a couple decades ago. And when reading, if they say for instance, his name is Thomas. I tell you his name is Thomas. Let's just say he has red hair and freckles. Okay? You're out one night, you meet a Thomas that you like, he likes you, and he's got red hair and freckles. You're going to think this is the right one, wouldn't you? Thomas, red hair, freckles, likes me. Well, maybe that's not the right Thomas, because there's more than one Thomas that looks like that with that name. So Spirit's not going to tell you so you don't make bad decisions. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, thank you, everyone. So notice that Spirit's not going to screw up your life by giving you the name and you jump for it. Okay? So realize they're going to give you everything. So back to Houdini. Houdini never got to give his wife the password. That's right. Now, she was good friends with Doyle. What's the author's name? Oh, I can't think of it now. Not Conrad. He was a very intelligent man. He's got three words. Doyle. Was that the one who wrote Andrew? Is he the one that did the oh, I'm so bad on names. What's the big he did they did movies with him. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay. What happened was it's Conrad Doyle, Conrad Doyle. He was an author. And I think he did the Sherlock Holmes series. Okay, I think so off the top of my head. But I'm in another subject now, some hands are ding, 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 ding. So anyway, he was going to good mediums, and there were very good mediums out there. But because she couldn't come up with that one password, even though Houdini was coming back, the medium wasn't allowed to get it. Do I blame the medium? No, I don't blame the medium on that one. Now, I might have met the medium after that and blamed them for something else, but I won't. Okay, so there's some things they're not allowed to tell you, but don't. Oh yeah, that just was Conan Doyle. Yeah, that was it. So realize, because we have destiny, we're given destiny in everything in our life, and I always tell my clients, destiny is a river. Now we're also given choice. Now, we have choice when we're born to the time we die, and look at that as little tributaries. Those tributaries, if we choose to take one, might make things better, but we might screw it up too if we take a tributary. Okay? So realize that you follow destiny. All right? You follow your destiny. You're allowed to make the changes with the tributaries. Of course you are. Okay? But you're going to make changes. So what happened, let's go with Thomas. They're going down Destiny Road. She was meeting a Thomas here. She found another Thomas, kind of looked like what the reader told her, and went to it. So I do not give names. Okay? I won't, because I don't want you to screw it up. Because Spirit always has better for you than we have for ourselves. Okay? Yeah, I know what? I've come and Spirit has said, deceased loved ones had said everything right on the mark. As soon as somebody says they're looking for a password, I thought, oh, Sister Mary Frances. I can get close to it sometimes. I can't get the whole thing, and sometimes I can't hear it. All depends how much in trouble. Yeah, you have to realize this. And here's another aspect, and then we'll move on for tonight, and we'll do the tarot pool. When you know how I joke around and I say I've been doing this since I was a kid, and I warn you, I curse. I have a messenger that I was given at birth, and he curses too. Now, he's not angelic realm, so he gets a hold of it. Now, I got other messengers, so they're pretty well behaved. But I have never gotten in trouble, and he's never gotten in trouble for saying a bad word. I always say, well, they love me, okay? But there's times when they can get in trouble. So don't get your deceased loved one in jam, just like if you're in school, okay? and you're in school. If a kid in school said something they weren't supposed to talk about or whatever, they get so they're going to talk to you about everything you need to talk about. There's no subject is nothing. We can go on any single subject, but when it comes to passwords, that's a little hairy. Okay, I'd say it that way. It's like this. All right. So I hope I helped you, Megan, and explain it. We're not all bad, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of them out there, especially with astronomy with your deceased loved one. That's got to be, you have to look. Now let's picture this just to get a laugh. You have a deceased loved one who has nothing better to do, but think, I want to talk to Aunt Sarah that's alive. So what am I going to do? I'm going to move a few planets around and talk to her. It's too much work. Just like I'm sitting here comfortable. It is. It's funny, but it's good, and it is. It's just people do. So don't fall for any of that. Would I say there might be one astronomer or astrology person that does it? I'd still think I'd like to have that proved to me. I honestly would. That one I'd make them prove to me. All right. Now, remember, as the trolls, if somebody contacts you off this live, and sometimes they will go back in my lives that are a couple months old and go, oh, would you please send me a friend request and anything? Or I'm getting a message for you. Don't believe them. Don't believe them that they're going to do spells for you. All they're trying to do is get your credit card number. Don't fall for it. Remember, I will not personally contact you here and ask you for anything. I'm not good. And I do not, if you want a reading, you contact me. If anything like that, it's you contact me. All right. Now let's do the tarot pull. And I'm sure that I've talked so long tonight. I am sure that, yeah, they've been in here for a while. Hold on. Let me go through here. All right. Okay. Hold on. And did I miss something? I felt like, oh, okay. I thought I missed something on here. Oh, Barbara Rouse, you're a winner. And Jeremy Harrison. Well, here you go, Jeremy. You're a winner. And Cynthia Diptera, you're a winner. Okay, there's our 3 winners for tonight. Now, remember, after I do the tarot pool, we are going to be doing the healing, which you can either sit and watch or you can get involved in and receive some of the healing. That's totally up to you. So right now, what I need from Barbara, Jeremy, and Cynthia is let me know if you want general, finances, romance, health, moving, something like that. Give me one word, and I'm going to get the cards ready. Oh, hello, David from Canada. I hope everything's going fine. Cynthia wants general. Yeah, we got Canada on the news here a lot, and I'm sure you hear about us down here in the States. But we're all fine here, and everyone here is wonderful, and I hope you're all wonderful too. All right, and Jeremy wants general. And let me see. I got to read this. Oh, okay, so all I need now is Barbara. I need to know, Barbara Rouse, you need to contact me on what you want, sweetheart. All right, and how the heck did I do that? All right. I actually brought, because this looks like the same deck I've been reading here for doing the live. So I guess since I started, it's another deck of the same Egyptian deck of tarot. And I thought they're starting to feel. Remember, I tell you sometimes that something happen especially when I teach tarot course, that sometimes your tarot cards need a rest. So I've actually put them on a rest situation. They're sitting right here on the other side. Thanks, David. All right. Let's see. Oh no, David, these tarot pulls. You have to get on here at 8:00 Eastern Standard Time to get in this. That's already been picked. It's been picked a few minutes ago. I just said the names now. So here we go. I am going to start. Let me put this here. All right. I'm going to do Cynthia first with general. If anybody hears from Barbara, I'm not going to be looking at the screen, so just let me know. Remember, Barbara, if you don't get on, you're going to lose your spot. So, all right. Right here. Okay, Cynthia. Cynthia, gosh darn it, girl, you got some good cards tonight. Now remember, this is general. So this, it's not giving me an exact part of your life going through this. But what it's saying is, sometimes you feel overwhelmed and you feel like you're trying to do everything and match things together, but everything you're doing is right. What Spirit's telling you here is feel the sunshine, feel the happiness from all that you do. So don't feel stressed. Basically, feel proud of yourself. So how I'll tell you the cards we have the two of chalices, which is the two of cups, which means everything's coming together. And then we have the nine of cups, which means everything is together, followed by the nine of pentacles. So what it's telling you now is no matter what the situation is, think of the good, all right? Because they want you to realize that and basically pat yourself on the back, all right? So there we go. So now we're going to go with Jeremy. And I'm going to put it out there one more time. Barbara, if you're on, let us know what you want. Okay, so let's do Jeremy now. Okay. Oh, now Jeremy, you're doing an awful lot here, buddy. You've got the Ten of Swords, which is not bad. So you have to watch how you read the cards with location. You have that. You're doing a heck of a lot, but you're doing it out of the love of your heart. Besides, I'm sure you have to do it, but they're saying it's coming from the inside of you. It's coming from the goodness of you forward. All right. So it says here, you've got the Five of Wands. Keep up the good fight. Keep it going. Keep everything going. If things are getting to you a little bit much, say a little something. Don't go crazy with it. Okay. So with you, Jeremy, what it's saying is you're doing great. Keep it going. But if you have to, cut it down a tad, but don't cut it down a lot. All right. But you have a lot on. In fact, Spirit was even telling me that as I was picking your cards. And because usually, as you know, I don't do my psychic mediumship work on the lives because I don't get in my meditative state to talk to you about different subjects. And that's why. Well, we haven't heard from Barbara, and I hate to say it, but we're going to have to skip her right now. So now we're going to go to the healing. All right, we're going to the healing. Now, if you've never had a healing or you don't trust the healing enough, and a lot of this is trust. And the healing will not hurt you. It's done with from Spirit. I'm going to send healing out here. If you want to just watch it and you're not ready, keep your eyes open and put your palms down. Okay, so what you're doing is palms up is accepting, palms down is no thank you. All right. So if like Megan tonight, remember Megan was a little iffy. Megan, do it, but put your hands down. That's all. Oh, you're so welcome. You're welcome, Cynthia, and you're welcome, Jeremy. So keep your hands down. Now, if you're receiving and you like to receive, it's better if you close your eyes. Well, why? Because notice how much your eyes pick up and it doesn't let you relax as much. All right. Close your eyes. If you can. If you don't feel comfortable, keep them open. You can still receive with them open. You're just not going to receive that much. Now, the healing I'm going to do is to calm everyone. It's Sunday night, and what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Monday. All right, so here we go. If you can, put your feet flat on the floor. If you are laying down, that's fine too. But I'll do it. Sometimes Spirit will show me a certain person. When that, I will call it out. But what I ask Spirit to do is to just do it generalized for all the watchers right now. All right, so here we go. Okay. All right. And I'm sending now, okay. All right. What Spirit's showing me, and anytime they show me something, I am obligated to say it. But somebody's thinking about going down the shore, but I'm not saying they're not planning a vacation down there. That's not down the shore. It's not like that either. This person might be right on the shore, or they're thinking that they need to just go there. Spirit's telling you to go and just okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I said this to a client the other day, and I'm wondering if the client's watching, and I didn't really watch all the names. You have to go down the shore, and what you're going to do is I just want you to inhale there. Just inhale and feel the energy from the waves going through. and I know backing, the waves coming towards you and retreating back. And what it's going to do, it's going to pull you up. Now, will this help your health situation? The spirit said a little bit, but somebody has a major decision coming up, and that's why they're saying it. This is for a major decision. They're not telling you have to stay there, just have to go there for a little while. When I say a little while, you can go there for 15 minutes, you can go there for 45 minutes, you can go there for an hour, but this is a little while. So now I'm going to go off of that, and I'm going to go to, because that was for somebody special that's on here now. You can private message me after this. You're welcome to, and we can go over it. But right now I'm going to go back to everyone in general. Just relax. Spirit saying, they said, don't worry about tomorrow's problems. Don't worry about them today. They're saying tomorrow's problems will be fixed. And just relax. There we go. Okay, now we're pulling back. And everyone take a big breath and blow it out. And that's at the end of tonight's healing. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Remember, we will not be doing live next Sunday. It will be Easter Sunday and we'll be off, but we will be back the Sunday after that. Again, if you'd like to have a private psychic medium reading or private tarot reading or healing, you can always, or past life regression. I forgot to mention that, right, Stephanie? Okay, you can call me at 856-725-3588. Or you can always go on my website, judyk.net, JUDYKAY.net. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining in. I had a wonderful time, and I hope I helped you in understanding some metaphysical issues. All righty. You take care. Bye for now.